There's nothing better than a traditional grilled cheese sandwich. Can we make it better though? Well, we're going to answer those questions and a lot more. So come along with me. And do you want a grilled cheese? We're going to be putting the butter on the nice hot griddle, and we're going to start toasting our bread. Now you might be saying, that looks a lot like whole wheat bread, and well, it's because you're right. Didn't really have regular white bread on hand, so whole wheat will have to do, and who knows, it's a little bit healthier for you, supposedly. Here we are going to add our American cheese, American processed cheese, and of course, let's be honest, in the history of grilled cheese making, has anyone actually let the butter warm up so you can spread it? Doubt it. So we're going to take our cold butter, put it on the griddle, continue toasting the one side, flip it over, and start toasting the next side. And of course, as you can see, the outside's actually going to start toasting quicker than the cheese can melt. So what we're going to do is we're going to spritz some water around it, cover it with the pan, and let it steam. The steaming will actually cause the cheese to melt a lot better and a lot quicker. This will actually be really helpful when we try to upgrade the sandwich. We're going to start with a block of cheese that's mild cheddar, and we're going to actually grate our own because pre-shredded cheese generally has an anti-caking agent inside, which is usually cornstarch or flour. Doesn't really help with the melting, so this way we get nice fresh shredded cheddar cheese, and we're going to need a lot of it because it's actually going to be going on the outside of our grilled cheese, as you'll see coming up. And here we are, we're going to be shredding up our own Monterey Jack. Monterey Jack is amazing at melting, really creamy flavor. We'll do the inside, make the inside nice and creamy. And here is the real winner of the show, smoked Gouda. Smoked Gouda is an amazing cheese, gives it a nice smoky flavor, really makes the grilled cheese an adult level grilled cheese. And we're all about making things the best way we can with the best ingredients we can. And of course, we are going to stick with the good old American cheese. Nothing melts quite like American cheese. Yeah, look at that. Just doesn't even look like real cheese. But it's going to make for an awesome glue for our sandwich. And here I am chopping up a small yellow onion. We're going to add some caramelized onions on the inside just to give it a really good flavor, as well as interesting texture. Now, I've always been looking for different ways to chop up an onion, and this is currently the way I've been using. I pretty much just quarter it and then start making small slices down one end, flip it over, make small slices down the other end, the other side. And that way, when you cut across it like that, you get nice little tiny bits of onion, which will caramelize nicely and almost melt away in the pan, which, is beneficial if you don't really like the texture of onions. It'll tend to just give it flavor. But I do like the texture of caramelized onions. I think it'll add something really special to this upgraded sandwich. So I'm going to cut larger pieces, and then we're going to saute all that together in a later bit. So here we are, all finished. Put that off to the side. And now we're going to start ripping up our herbage. Now here I'm ripping up parsley, making sure to pull off all the leaves, not the stems, because the stems are hard and just don't really add anything to the flavor. And feel free to use whatever else you want, thyme, cilantro. I'm just adding parsley. It's something I had on hand, and I think it really gives a nice flavor boost, brightens things up, and as you'll see, might just give it a interesting color. So the best way I find to chop it up, and you do want this to be finely chopped, that way you're not biting into leaves in a grilled cheese sandwich, is I just like to kind of bunch it up into a bunch and then start going at it with a knife. Careful not to cut yourself, obviously. And after a few goes with the knife and a few passes, as you're going to see here, we have it nice and finely chopped up. This is exactly what we're looking for. Obviously, amounts are going to be in the description. And what do you do to make anything better? Add more bacon. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to chop up bacon nice and finely. That way, it'll be nice chunks of bacon within the middle of the sandwich. And once we have that finely chopped, we're going to add it to a medium-high skillet. Get that nice and cooked. Get that fat rendered out. And with the rendered fat out, we're going to strain it off. We're going to hold on to that bacon fat because that's what we're going to use to saute the onions right now. And now you can add a little bit of garlic, add other seasonings if you want, make it spicy, do whatever you want. It's your kitchen, there's no rules. Now, as you can see here, we actually are using Texas toast. Texas toast is the super thick cut toast bread that when you're building a sandwich this hefty and this thick, you need a nice thick slice of bread. And that's thick with 3 C's, obviously. Now, one of the differences that you're seeing that I'm doing here is I'm actually spreading mayonnaise on it. Now, if you've never put mayonnaise or used mayonnaise for your grilled cheese, you are sorely missing out. This stuff is amazing, and that is, in all honesty, the secret to the great diner-style grilled cheese. And one of the big bonuses is it's already ready to spread. Before, you probably saw that I was using cold butter. Mayonnaise is already ready to go for you to spread it, so it makes that a little bit easier. Also, another thing about mayonnaise is because it's higher in saturated fats, it won't burn like butter will. So you're getting more of a nice toasty flavor without burning the butter. Now, the first layer of cheese down, we're going to use American just because, like I said, we're going to use it as a glue to gluing the other cheese. Then we're going to put some Monterey Jack, a great melting cheese. Then our star of the show, smoked Gouda. Then, of course, we're going to add our caramelized onions and bacon bits into the middle of it, which is going to really increase the flavor and make this, turn this from a regular grilled cheese sandwich into a amazing grilled cheese sandwich. Then we're just going to repeat the process with the cheeses, slap on the top, and here's where things get really interesting. This is where we start building the grilled cheese also on the outside. We're getting multiple layers of grilled cheese. So first we're going to put down some more mayonnaise. You want a really nicely greased pan because that's right, we're just taking that shredded cheddar cheese and we're putting it right on the pan. As well as some of our herbage, we want to put that on top. Now as you see, the cheese is going to start to almost melt and then burn into a nice solid layer here, which is great. So as you can see, when we flip it, boom, it's a nice cheesy crust we're putting on the outside, and we're going to just repeat the process again on the other side. And now you'll also want a metal spatula, something really thin that way you can scrape underneath the sandwich, so if you do have any sticking cheese, you can break it off. And of course, here I am doing the steaming technique. That way we really make sure everything on the inside is nice and cheesy and melted. And of course, here's our ASMR check. And that's what I call a really, really crispy outside, crispy cheese. So please subscribe, shoot us a like, and follow us on Instagram to find more about our creative creations in the kitchen. And we'll see you in the next video. Have a great one.